Netflix's Lost in Space is almost the perfect sci-fi family adventure series, but there's a villain problem that's difficult to ignore. Hi everyone, I'm David Griffin, and here's what I thought of the first season. After a large mysterious object called the Christmas star collides with Earth, humanity is forced to look for a new habitable world to call home. When their mothership runs into a space-time disruption, all of the Jupiter ships are forced to evacuate, which results in the Robinson ship crash landing on an uncharted planet. Creators Matt Sazama and Burke Sharpless have done a bang-up job of bringing a 50-year-old franchise into the 21st century by filling their world with vibrant, complex characters. The Robinson family's struggle to work together to survive ends up being the show's strongest attribute. The writer's effective use of flashbacks throughout the season offers vital information, which helps the viewer better understand what makes the Robinsons tick. For instance, John Robinson, played by Black Sails alum Tovey Stevens, struggles to be the father his children need him to be in times of crisis. We learn early on that he's a Marine and rarely sees his children because he's out on secret missions most of the time. When his son Will can't find the courage to complete a difficult task, instead of being a comforting parent, John treats Will like a soldier, barking orders and telling him to follow protocol. Stevens deftly portrays John as a man who wants to do the right thing, but doesn't know how. It's a dilemma that only gets worse once the robot shows up. That's right, Danger Will Robinson is back with a reimagined version of the hulking arm-flapping robot. The robot's origin story is a bit different and more unique than its predecessors, but I won't spoil the reasons why here. In place of a distant father, Will's relationship with the robot becomes pivotal to the entire season, as John both hates and respects the robot for looking after his son, something John failed to do back on Earth. The Robinson women are equally fantastic. Maureen, the mom, is the leader of the group. Even John doesn't argue with her. Actress Molly Parker gives a fierce performance as the Robinsons' matriarch, who, like John, finds it difficult to know when to trust that her kids will make the right decisions. There's also Penny, the middle child, and Judy, the oldest. At 18, she's already a trained surgeon who carries the weight of the world on her shoulders whenever someone is badly injured. After going through her own traumatic event shortly after the crash, Judy experiences bouts of PTSD that impede her ability to do her job. Actress Taylor Russell handles her character's fragile emotional state well. Sadly, not every character is as memorable as Judy. Remember that villain problem I mentioned earlier? Let's talk about Dr. Smith, played by Parker Posey. In a series that has effectively resurfaced as a dynamic 21st century drama, Posey's Smith feels like she's stuck back in 1965. Her version of Smith is always up to no good, and it's hard to understand why the Robinsons keep giving her chances instead of just throwing her out of the airlock. Dr. Smith is just so obviously evil with no complexity to her character. Even when the writers try to develop her backstory, it falls short. None of her motivations, except for survival, make sense. If you took Smith out of the picture, no one would miss her. She is definitely in need of her very own reboot in Season 2. Overall, Lost in Space is a stellar sci-fi adventure series that the whole family can enjoy. The Robinsons are a fascinating bunch that are fighting for their own survival as well as that of the human race. If you take Smith out of the equation, the series is worth getting lost in. Thanks for watching. For more on what's happening in the streaming world, be sure to check out our reviews of Jessica Jones Season 2 and Requiem. And be sure to like and subscribe to IGN everywhere you like to watch.